What's going on, guys? I was just tying my shoelaces over here, and I was on my way to go to the gym because I am working on the process as well to become the best version of myself, because this is what I teach other people, to tune into the best versions of themselves by stepping into their minds and also their souls. But these two aspects of your being are not the entire being, because when we look into the mirror we see the physical aspect, which is our body. And I've come in a point in which I truly believe that it's very important to take care of, which I call the temple of the soul and mind. Because we can read many books and we can meditate many times, but if we don't take good care of ourselves and love ourselves in that way, then it's not complete. Then you're not taking good care of yourself, as it could and should be. Now, I've been through many things, and one of the things I talked about in one of the other videos is that I had a lot of habits which at one time I would call bad, but letting go of good and bad, negative, positive, right or wrong, I know now that these habits were not bad. It were just habits that were serving me at the time. For example, I was addicted to smoking hash, and before that to weed. Now, this was combined with me going to the gym and working out and taking good care of myself. I ate very healthy, and at that point I really believed, because my mind was stuffed with so many events that I had numbed myself out from thinking of. For example, I felt very insecure about myself. I had a lot of guilt locked inside my being, and I didn't want to think about this. And also my mind kept through overthinking. I wrote a song about this, which is called the Cinematic Mind. And this mind always tends to think of particular situations and outcomes which are not even there yet. They are always thinking of various scenarios, and this is actually a superpower, because it could help you to think of the situation that you would love to manifest. But instead, it at that point was not a power at all. It was like Spider-Man who still doesn't know how to wield his web. When you're not aware of what you have inside, the power, then I think many others like me will tend to numb it out. And you can do it by smoking hash or drinking a lot of alcohol, of course scrolling on your telephone and on TikTok, so you don't have to think as much about yourself, because if you go inward, then you will grow. Circle back to the point in which there are habits which are not serving you, and they used to serve you at a point. I now am in a state in which I believe that I want to take good care of my lungs, and smoking hash is definitely not a part of that. So I let go of that habit, which was hard. I'm not going to say it was easy for me to do, because the principle is simple: let go of what doesn't resonate with your current path anymore. But the application can be challenging for us. Now, one of the things is that I'm not really comfortable with filming myself in public in the gym, because I haven't done this before. I have filmed myself with my phone for my coach, so he could see my movements and how I could improve those. But I haven't shot content for the sake of inspiring others. And my mind always goes this way, which is the little voice in myself belittling me, like, who are you? Because you're not the most strong person in the world, you're not the most muscled guy in the world. Why are you here to prove anything? But the thing is that this is exactly the reason why I believe I should share this process, because there are a lot of guys out there who aren't happy with their physiques yet. And I'm not saying that I'm not happy with my physique, because I'm very grateful for my own body. But I want you to know that you don't have to be ready yet. You don't have to have the best product, the best service, or the best creative expression of your music or arts to go out there. Same goes for myself. When I was making music, I didn't want to go out and release my stuff because it wasn't finished yet, to what sense. And same goes now. I didn't want to go out there and film my sports progress because I believed that my body wasn't ready enough to show the people that I work out, which is bullshit. So by proving this is not true, I will go to the gym and take you with me and just take you along with the process, show you what I'm doing, and I hope you enjoy it. That's all for that sake, because this video is not only for educational purposes, but also just to have a good fun with it, and maybe for you to relax and sit and think about your own habitual rituals. And we'll talk about that after we went to the gym. So with all that said, I see you guys in the gym. Let's go. So we're going to start with a warming up, which would be me getting used to the idea of filming in this gym, because this is the first time I'm video logging my training. And the point is, people will always have an opinion, but if I look around, the funny thing is, people are more invested in themselves than they will ever be invested in you, because they are minding their own businesses. So when it comes to you and your idea or your service, which you want to bring out into the world, or your process which you want to show to other people, then look at it from this perspective. It's just the only people who care are the people who you make care. So if you're holding yourself back for whatever reason, that's you doing that to yourself. Because I was doing it to myself too, because I was uncomfortable with filming myself in public like this. But now I'm starting to film myself, I realize it's not uncomfortable at all. It was all in my mind. So what we're going to do is take a 5-minute walk to warm up the muscles a little bit, and after that we're starting with the deadlifts and doing some pull-ups. See you in a bit. Alright, warming up is done. Now let's lift some weights. And I was thinking about filming yourself. Come on, be realistic about this, guys. We're living in the 21st century. It's 2025. Everybody is filming themselves. So if you're out there and you still don't want to film your process because you're shy or you feel like people will judge you, then know that people will always judge you. Because people would have judged me if I wasn't holding the camera up either. Because it's a natural process for us to think in our minds, hey, what do I feel about this person? Is he or she attractive? Can I have him in a fight? Because this is all survival instinct. So it doesn't really matter if you feel like people will judge you, because they always will. Now, with all that said, let's start with the warming up set. Someone left this here, so it's a great opportunity for me to get my first set done. And the point is not really lifting heavy in these first sets, it's just warming up the muscles. So when the real work is about to get done, you will be warm and your muscles have been stretched, so you won't get injuries. This part is very important, guys. So we're at 60 kilograms right now. We're going to add up some weights, go to 100, and then 140, 180. And eventually we'll have to do 8 repetitions of the same exercise, so let's get right to it. Make sure I'm tight, locked in. Okay. I don't want to use too much energy in these first warming up sets, because I will leave some energy for myself in the tank for the working sets, which will be the next set. In that set I will also use a belt. This belt is going to give some support in the chest area, in the abdominal area, so I can focus on my glutes, my lower back, because this is ultimately an exercise for the legs and the back. And you know, when I was younger, I'm 31 now, when I was like 20, I would always be mindful of all the people around me, and I always would see a bigger fish, a smaller fish, and this working out of me was a very egotistical thing to do, because I was always worried about who was the strongest, who was the biggest. But this was not beneficial for my working progress at all, because even on scientific base, they found that the emotion of love literally holds more power. This is a research done by Dr. Hawkins. He writes about this in his book Letting Go, and he writes that the emotion of love holds more power than anger. Now, I was used to listening to all these songs of metallic music or hardcore music with a lot of anger, emotional energy to it, which would fuel me to get the energy to do the set. But now I realize I quit. What's up?
Je gaat opnemen?
Ja. Oh, dat is geen probleem, man.
Je hebt documentaire bij.
Ja, een soort van journey van waar ik zelf doorheen ga, zeg maar.
Okay.
Met het proces van het sporten.
Ah ja, oké.
Ah, wat het met je mind doet.
Ja.
Dat je niet, zeg maar, al de grootste versie van jezelf hoeft te zijn om buiten te treden en jezelf het proces op te nemen.
Ik heb er laatst nog een filmpje over gezien. Een coach van een hardlopen meisje die teleurgesteld over de finish kwam. En wat hij dus zei was, want zij was teleurgesteld dat ze een hele langzame tijd had. Toen heeft hij haar eigenlijk duidelijk gemaakt, hij heeft omgedraaid. Want je bent wel sneller geweest dan je ooit bent geweest. Ja. Dus als jij ooit op het hoogste niveau wil komen, dan moet je jezelf aanleren. Niet in één keer van 0 naar het beste gaat, maar je stapjes met voor- en tegenslagen op het niveau moet komen. Alle jongens, iedereen, ook al ben je heel getalenteerd, moeten die stappen maken. Voor een winnaarsmentaliteit te creëren. Dat je eigenlijk een betere versie van jezelf wordt.
Ja.
Dat is eigenlijk belangrijk.
Ja, dat is helemaal waar, man. Ja. Klopt, man. Dat is wat ik voor mezelf wil vastleggen en tegelijkertijd deel ik het dan ook. En dan, maar ik doe het vooral voor mezelf, weet je. En,
Maar dat is goed.
Dat
geldt voor iedereen hier, hè?
Klopt, ja.
Je moet jezelf niet vergelijken met anderen, maar met jezelf.
Dat is echt letterlijk wat ik net zei ook in dat stukje. Dat klopt, ja. Maar dat is hoe ik vroeger hier wel rondliep, weet je wel. Van, oh, die gast is groter of hij is sterker. En ga je met je eigen mind spelen, weet je wel. Van, ik loop achter. Ja. Maar dat is helemaal niet zo.
Nee, het probleem komt een beetje vanuit Amerika. Alleen nummer 1 is goed en alles op de
ja, klopt.
Dan ben je de loser. Terwijl de heel tussenin gaat, dat is helemaal niet belangrijk.
Precies.
prestatiemaatschappij is allemaal leuk en aardig, maar je moet zorgen dat je een betere versie van jezelf wordt. Als je dat niet doet en je gaat je maar vergelijken met anderen, dan zul je altijd teleurgesteld worden. Dan kom je ook nooit verder, want je zult jezelf dan telkens afstraffen omdat je niet de beste bent. Je zult bijna nooit
Absoluut
de beste
waar, man.
zijn. Er zijn maar weinig mensen die ooit kunnen zeggen, ik ben de beste van de wereld.
Klopt. Als je maar de beste versie van jezelf eruit haalt, weet je. Ja. When you go to the gym or do whatever you want, you tend to compare yourself to others because they're ahead of you. Well, at least that's what you think, because he has bigger muscles or she has a bigger ass or booty, whatever. It doesn't really matter because the only one who's lacking behind is the person who's not taking the steps to grow. And if you're only judging yourself from the perspective from others, then you will be stuck in the energy of lack. And we want to be in the energy of abundance. And last thing I want to say is, I used to listen to angry music, and nowadays I just listen to loving music if I would use music to get in the state. Or if I don't use music at all, I figure how much love can I send to my muscles and to my entire being in order to fulfill this exercise. And instead of thinking about things that anger me, I think about things that give me love. For example, I think about my girlfriend, I think about my son, I think about my parents and my sister, and the fact that I'm doing what I love every single day. And this fuels me to get the set done. Roll these around the bar. We're going to have to pull this trick one more time. And the important part is to remember that you're having fun. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, not even to yourself. Because if you're stuck in trying to prove yourself that you're worthy or good enough to achieve anything in life actually, then you're forgetting about the process. Because now my intention is to lift this weight for 8 times. But even if it will not work out, no pun intended, if it will not work out, and I will get 6 repetitions, then hey, I did 6. Six. All right. It was not 8, but 6. As I said before, I'm still happy because my happiness is not found in the achievements I unlock. The happiness is found within, because I already know who I am, what I'm capable of. And I don't have to prove myself anything. It's just a test. How much energy do I have today? How much fuel do I have today? Not only within the muscles, also locked in within your mind. So we're going to start the next exercise, which is pull-ups, and see you there. Alright, so these exercises are pretty intensive to me, and these were the only exercises which I will be filming entirely, and after that I will maybe make some shots for you to get an impression of the rest of my workout, but then I will focus on the workout solidly and let go of the filming until I get back home, and then we can reflect on what happened today here in the gym. And maybe I will do a short review of my own body to look at the progress I made, and also the progress I'm looking for in my upcoming achievements. So without further ado, I will film these last sets. So guys, when it comes to posing, it's not the most comfortable practice I apply, because I'm not used to do that very often. But since I'm doing a shoot next year in September 2026, I figured it's important for me to start practicing and flaring out the muscles. Why I'm not used to this is because I used to be in a point in which I would not like to be proud that much, because it felt like you would be, showing off. But eventually I figured it's not about showing off your body and pretending that you're the best or anything. It's once again becoming the best version of yourself. And in order to do that, you have to see your potential growth and be comfortable in every situation which you at. Love yourself in every single part of the process while keeping focused on the goal and becoming better each and every single day. That's what it's all about. I hope you can follow me along to that journey as well, and see you back in the studio. I'm back from the gym, and I have to say it was a lovely workout. And to me, going to the gym is like this. It's not only working out my body and trying to pull tension to my muscles and with the intention to make them grow, but the intention is also to train your mind. Because many people will oftenly say that going out to the gym, specifically lifting weights, is a dumb way of doing sports, because the only thing you have to do is lift the weight or push the weight or pull the weight, and there's not much needed for your brain activity. However, I used to say this as well back when I was young, but I realized when you're focusing on your mind-muscle connection, it is the most deep connection, one of the most deep connections you can make to your body, other than meditation or maybe to become intimate with your partner or intimate with yourself. But other than that, going out to the gym, focusing on the question, how can I love myself in such a way that I will push myself up to the next level? And while I'm doing this, I'm still enjoying the fact that I'm on this current level. Because as we were talking about in the gym, as soon as you start to belittle yourself and start to compare yourself to maybe other people, or how you were in the past, or how you're going to be in the future with your current goal and sights, and you're saying to yourself, I'm lacking, then it's not fun at all. Of course, then indeed I would not enjoy going to the gym as well. The most important thing whether you're going to the gym and build on your body, or whether you're going to do business and build your service or product, the most important thing really is enjoy and love the process. Truly love it. Each and every aspect. We had this example. I wanted to lift, my intention was to lift 180 kilograms for 8 reps for 2 sets. Well, the first set I succeeded. The second set, it didn't work out because I got 6 repetitions. As soon as I'm going to say, I'm disappointed with myself, look at all the effort that I put in, which will be wasted of energy. If you look at it from that perspective. But from the other perspective, I still did manage to complete 6 repetitions of 180 kilograms. So why didn't I make the 8? Maybe it has to do with my sleep pattern. Maybe it's just the energy had to be somewhere else today. And maybe next week I will lift the 180 kilograms anyways. And I will focus on form. And you don't really know unless you keep track on the process. So keep track. Love the process. Keep track. Write down and reflect on your achievements. Because if you don't write down anything of the process, then how can you know if you are growing? And again, I want you to also think about the concept of letting go of the following judgments. Let go of judgment. Practice with this principle. So let go of good, bad, positive, negative, and right and wrong. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I'm not saying this is bad. It's not bad to say that you're doing a good job. It's not bad to say that I'm getting better. It's not good either. Because what it is, try to find neutral ground on this. Because this truly opens the way to growth. Because when I come back home, I can say to myself, well, how did the workout go? Well, it went perfectly because it went so good because I was able to do the pull-ups. I was able to do the deadlifts. Or I can say, well, it didn't go so well. I didn't feel good. I don't have the positive vibe about it. It's a negative vibe because I didn't achieve XYZ. But if I'm coming at a neutral ground, then I will say it is as it is. And then I can look deeply into what was it? Okay, the workout to me was energetic. it was challenging, and it truly got me to a point in which I got to reflect on how am I going to invest my energy here. And this is not a better way, it's just another perspective to look at your achievements. The same goes with business. If you have maybe a call with a client and he or she is not applying to your program, you can say, well, I did not do a good job. But what determines if you did a good job? You don't know. Because maybe it's not even your influence at all, because this has to do with personal circumstances that this person has to do with. It's personal to them and not to you. Practice with letting go of judgment. What it does, it will open your mind to look at your situation at another perspective, at another angle. We are trying to focus most of the times to go at a goal directly. For example, my goal is to become 90 kilograms. I'm 78 kilograms right now. If I focus directly only on the 90 kilograms and every time I see it's not 19 kilograms, then I will instantly go to judgment. Well, this is not good, right? Because my intention is to get this goal and I'm not there by far. If I say obliquely, so not going direct, then I'm going to approach it from another perspective, and I'm going to say, hey, the workout is going to energize me. My health will be improved. Love my body by nourishing it, by giving it rest. Then ultimately, eventually, I will grow in weight. And now you see that there are more ways to focus on this particular goal. For example, as I was saying, because I said I want to take care of my family, because I love them, I love myself, I want to get as close as possible to source, which ultimately means to me becoming the best version of myself. And this picture of the best version of myself is the person who is able to help other people to achieve their goals and dreams and attract their dream reality. And how can I do that if I'm not living the example? So, again, letting go of judgment will help you to grow into this path of becoming the best version of yourself. With all this said, the reason why I shared this video is because I want you to learn about a few things. First of all, is I thought to myself, when I go film myself, people will judge me and they will think I'm one of these influencers, and what will they think of me? That was what I thought. But what happened is that two people asked me, hey, who are you? And what are you creating? Oh, and where can I see your content? Can I follow you? So we had a nice conversation. The other thing to this is, I want to show you that you don't have to be perfect to start with your business, to start with your journey as an artist. Your song doesn't have to be perfect. Your canvas doesn't have to be perfect, because what does perfection mean anyways? I can't tell, because, well, I can explain what would be the perfect song to me, but that's, to me, it's personal. And it's not about being perfect, it's about being personal and going out there and showing who you are. And then eventually you'll find people who will resonate with you. Just like you are attracting friends and people who are interested in you, you will in the same way find people who will be mutually interested in the same things as it comes to your business. So you don't have to pretend to be anyone. You just genuinely go out there. And this is something which I was struggling with as well. I'm not saying it's easy. The principle is always simple. Just be yourself. But as soon as you go out there and the camera is on, or you're on a stage, or when it comes to music, you think, well, I have to perform in the best way possible. But figure, every single time that you focus on doing it perfectly, what happens is that you make mistakes. because it feels like a mistake. And then you talk later when it comes to music, when I was performing and I felt like I made a mistake and I've talked about it with someone in the audience, they were like, "Well, that bar was awesome, and the way you choked," and then most of the times they don't even see me choking. It's just in my mind I feel like I'm choking, but they say, "Well, you were amazing. These bars were the best." And I was like, "Well, they were okay." And I wasn't able to enjoy the process and love what I was doing. And that's the whole freaking point. You are out there doing what you love. Whether it's making music or all these examples that we made. Focus on love and enjoy what you do. And ultimately, the most attractive people in the world are the ones who are genuinely tuned into the zone of love. Those are the best writers, those are the best artists, those are the best scientists. And even Edison failed 10,000 times before he was able to illuminate the first light bulb. And it was literally, that's the beautiful thing of it, when we have an idea, it pops up as a light bulb in your head. And the light bulb figure, when there was never ever made something like this in the world before, and you have to come up with something like this, well, at first you have to be crazy. You must be out of your mind, literally. You must be out of your mind in order to achieve miracles and to manifest your dream reality. With all this said, I'm letting go of this video, and maybe I will make another take to invite you to see the process. If you are interested in working with me on one-on-one coaching, you can join the Passion to Profit course, in which we will go in a intimate way of looking at your passion, your aspirations from your soul. What do you long to do and bring into the world? I do not work with anyone, so you can apply in the link down below. If you feel like you're not ready to follow coaching at this point, then what you could do is start to create your first soul-aligned offer with the Soul to Seal program, which is amazing. And you can always look at all the videos on my content and let me know how you feel about it. If there's something you would wish to share, like in the comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. As I always say, liberate your mind, become the best version of yourself. And until next time.